Stefan, Sorenson, you work at Sorenson, and they're a fairly new player to the advanced TV scene. Tell me a little bit about Sorenson.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Sorenson Media, we are a global technology partner, and we leverage internet-connected smart TVs to bring real-time analytics and dynamic ad replacement to linear television.
Okay, so key clients and your key benefit for those clients.
Yeah, so if you look at that ecosystem, what we've done, like 3 years ago, we saw this opportunity of this enormous, growing footprint of internet-connected smart TVs, right? So from that day, we started interacting with a couple of key constituents in the industry. The first are the TV manufacturers, right? The second one is the media owners. So in our case, we started off with the local broadcasters. And the third one is the agencies. So to start off with the manufacturers, so we engage with companies like Samsung, LG, Vizio, and to make it a little bit more concrete, at this point we are in integration mode with Samsung, and next year in Q2 we're going to start field tests on dynamic ad replacement, and we target to have a full commercial release in Q3 next year. So if you look at the overall footprint of Samsung, by the end of 2017 we'll be looking at 50 million internet-connected smart TVs, of which 28 million are in the US and 22 million are in Europe. And of the 28 million in the US, roughly 50% will be available upon launch.
Okay, so you're launching next year in 14 million Samsung smart TVs.
That's correct.
The ability to replace the ad
on
the glass.
At the glass level. Yeah.
So go slow. Tell me what that looks like.
So how it looks like, so we have partnership deals with Hearst, with Sinclair. So what they can do, they can come into our platform and they can indicate exactly what kind of, based on business rules, how they want to monetize their inventory. So they can say, as example, KUTV in Salt Lake City, it's a CBS affiliate owned by Sinclair. They can come into our platform and they can say, okay, we want to monetize our direct response inventory between 8 a.m. in the morning until 11 a.m. in the morning, and then again, during prime time between 6 and 9 p.m. Right? So these are business rules in our system. At the moment our platform starts seeing those ads coming by, then they go into a rules engine, what we call, and then we're going to map it to the different campaigns that are active. So if SMG or Modi runs a campaign to our platform, we're going to score that campaign against the impression. So we're going to use first party, second party, and third party data to tie that into the impression to make it more valuable. So then the impression will be connected to an advertiser of a campaign, and then we're going to serve that particular ad as an overlay, as a full HD overlay on top of, at the glass level.
On top of DR.
Yep.
So for a portion of the Samsung households that meet the target criteria of a client, you will be replacing the ad.
That's correct.
For it to be addressable on top of the underlying DR spots that the local broadcaster
In this example,
owns.
underlying DR spot, but it could be any type, right? So we expect it's going to start with DR type of inventory to the system, but at some point when you start seeing the math and the ROI analysis, you're going to think, we're going to do this for every ad, right? But it will take time. It's going to be a transition period. Yeah.
And you said again, this starts in Q2 is field
so we
trials?
got field trials, system testing, hardening, and then in Q3 we want to reach out to a handful of media agencies like a Modi, like an SMG, to say, hey guys,
like a Mattermore Media,
like a Mattermore Media for the mid-tier markets
yes.
in the Chicago area. So we want to reach out to those guys and start testing, on our platform.
Okay, so tell me a little bit how you connect the data that we're used to using in addressable advertising to a smart TV.
Yeah. So smart TV, internet connected, so we have an IP address. So what we will do is we work with companies like Newstar, Experian, and some others to bring in that IP address. And of course, everything is non-PII, so everything is privacy compliant. We have spent a lot of time with Samsung and also our other CM partners to make sure that that everything is approved by the legal guys. So that IP address is in a safe haven environment and matched against household attributes, and the same household attributes that you would see on other addressable platforms like AT&T and Dish and the like.
And I know that you have some reporting capabilities and some measurement capabilities that you're using with local broadcasters. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So, so we spoke about addressable TV, which is like super exciting. But today we're already in market with a real-time analytics product. That product focuses on the local broadcast, and you can say it's kind of like a Nielsen on steroids. So it's a fully census-based, smart TV-based, second-by-second data set, where we have all kind of trend analysis. We can do competitive share in a market, competitive rating in a market. We can do promo analytics, so we can measure the effectiveness of a promo, right? You send out 50 promos, and you want to see, okay, which promo brought me the most new net audiences. And then we have what we call ad analytics. So that's all about helping the sales force of the local broadcasters to find particular audiences that are relevant for their clients.
Very good. And so the value to the station, what do you think the top 3 things that they get value out of that data?
First of all, is more insight in who's watching their channel, because truth be told, nowadays they don't know.
In some markets, they really don't know.
They really don't know. So secondly, is of speed of the data. So even if they do know, it's typically a very laborsome. It's slow. It takes at least a day or sometimes even more. And our data is truly real time. So if you think it from a role as a news director, he can see immediately after his show ends, what went really well and what went not so well, right? Because people tune away, and we can see it by second tuning data. We can say, hey, this was like super sticky. People kept on watching. New people, came into the fold, and in this segment, a lot of people left and start, changing channels and watching something else.
Well, it sounds like you're up to some really exciting things between data and ad replacement.
Yeah, it's super exciting. It's an industry first, and we are super excited about the Samsung partnership. We think, that's going to be, a unique approach to addressable TV for sure, and both in the US and in Europe.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.